Fusion Shift has some really interesting ideas. The most important being that you play an alien that takes over an enemy body and controls them to their death. You know what's great? Dropping enemies straight into some lava so they burn to death. Horrifying, but enjoyable. Trust me. Fusion Shift has a short main game with a few extra modes for some additional playtime. I'm going to cover all that and more, so stay tuned. The alien has three incredible powers. The first is the previously mentioned ability to hop into an enemy and control them. Now I have no clue what happened to this poor little alien that made them want to go on this rampage, but here we are. Also, going into someone's body feels a little icky to me. I imagine the alien shrinking down and going into their ear, but then spreading out into their body to control them. You've seen those parasites that take over a slug's body to control it? I guess that's what's going on here. What's even stranger is that all the enemies somehow realize that you're controlling one of their pals and then attack you. I believe this since they don't attack each other. Luckily, all the enemies are equipped with a weapon, and so you can fight back. Or you can dominate all the enemies and force them to commit suicide. Either way, the goal is to eliminate all the enemies in a level and move on. Now, taking out enemies with the environment is fun, but you also have to be careful doing it. You're pretty squishy, and the same stuff that kills them will kill you. If you jump into lava, you're both toast. You have to carefully drop them in with no way to escape. You should keep in mind that if you're shot to death, you will pop out to continue your rampage. Now this brings us to the next incredible power the alien has. You're not affected by gravity. I wasn't expecting this when I started playing, and it made it challenging to control. I was expecting the alien to hop around the level like the enemies do. Being able to fly everywhere is handy, but doesn't make it too easy. You're vulnerable, and it's a one-shot, one-kill situation. The flying power is useful for killing the enemies since you can drop them into the lava without worrying about gravity yourself. The last incredible power the alien has is the ability to stop time. The alien can only stop time while not controlling an enemy, and it's a little overpowered. It makes it too easy when an enemy is frozen to take control of them. I barely used the power during my playthrough, and I had a lot of fun dodging all the projectiles. I'm sure it will have more of an impact while playing through the other modes. Anyway, the main game is 3 different worlds with 9 levels each. It takes 30 minutes to complete them all. The levels are tiny and only go up to 4 or 5 enemies at maximum. It might take a few tries to get through one, but since they take only about 30 seconds to finish, it's not that bad. Fusion Shift never goes much further than the original idea, and I'm curious about huge levels with tons of enemies. An onslaught of enemies all trying to take you out? Now that seems like it would be a lot of fun. Fusion Shift does have interesting boss fights, and they're my favorite part of the game. Part bullet hell and part enemy management. It would be unfair to allow you to take control of a boss. I mean, that would be too easy. So they're protected from that, and you need to defeat them with more ordinary method. Enemies keep spawning, so you have to deal with them, but they're the only way for you to attack the boss. You have to use them to win and try and stay alive. It's almost like having an unlimited amount of lives to win, if you're good at dodging projectiles. Once you finish the main game, there are 2 choices if you want to continue playing. The first is Gauntlet mode, which is more of a challenge. It's a score mode that sends you to a random level, and you need to keep the murder going. But this time the enemies drop bubbles that you need to collect for points. These bubbles disappear quick, so you have to be very close when they die. It's tricky to stay safe and close to the enemies. Then a portal opens up and takes you to a new random level. I like this mode and it does add more to Fusion Shift, but it's missing online leaderboards. The second option to continue playing after the main game is Hardcore mode. Here your goal is to finish the main game with only one life. Difficult? Yes. Impossible? No. If I was going to ask the developer to fix one thing, it's that if you shoot enemies from a far enough distance, they don't react. This can make some of the levels way too easy. I imagine this wasn't intended, and hopefully it can be fixed that when they take a shot of damage, they can come after the player. Overall, Fusion Shift is an interesting little game that is clearly a budget title. The unique mechanics of controlling enemies to kill them off is fun. I would love to see an expanded follow-up.
Thank you. Fusion Shift was short, but what should I play next? Thank you very much for watching, and you will click subscribe right now.